Oh, Archiekins, they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Welcome to MsMojo, and today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times Archie was the worst on Riverdale. For this list, we'll be looking at some of Archie's worst moments so far on the teen drama Riverdale. Number 10, Geraldine Grundy.
Archie, what are you doing walking in this heat?
Building character?
Do you want to ride?
Everything about Archie Andrews and Ms. Grundy was completely inappropriate. Even if you ignore the fact that this was a gross and illegal student-teacher relationship in and of itself, the rest of it was also messed up on so many levels. The underage Archie bailed on the summer road trip he planned with Jughead to spend the summer with Ms. Grundy.
We're both gonna have to live with that choice. You understand?
He withheld information about a classmate's murder, he sold his guitar, his greatest passion at the moment, to buy her a gift, and he asks his friends to lie for him. And perhaps worst of all, he never faced any consequences for these actions.
You're right, Miss Cooper. You're right. I'm selfish, and I'm stupid, and I don't deserve to be your daughter's friend. But please, don't hurt Miss Grundy because you want to hurt me.
Number 9, Lori from the farm.
You gonna be okay here?
I think I'll be fine, Jug.
Wasn't the whole point of Archie breaking up with Veronica and running away so that no one would know who he was and that Hiram Lodge could never get to him? Yet the first thing this runaway does when he gets some alone time with a pretty new stranger at a farm is make out with her, and spill all of his guts for no reason whatsoever.
Laurie, my name's not Biff. It's Archie Andrews. And I'm from a small town called Riverdale, which I can't go back to.
Because of your girl's father?
Hiram Lodge. Yes.
Archie put himself and Jughead in danger because he just couldn't keep his mouth shut. And then when Hiram Lodge comes to kill them, Archie nearly screws everything up even more by wanting to stand up to him instead of run.
Or we could stay and fight.
No, Archie.
This is our one chance to take it all back.
Jughead practically has to drag him away. Number 8, Prison Break. Archie really should have taken Mad Dog's advice and laid low in juvie, rather than try to be the great hope of Leopold and Loeb.
I tried to warn you.
Yeah.
We could have told him that juvie football game was a bad idea. It just got Archie tapped by the warden. Nice job, Archie. In any case, while we understand how being forced to compete in an underground fight club would be a fair reason for someone to try and escape, that first breakout attempt was really just a disaster. Despite having the most simple job, Archie even almost screwed up the much better plan that his friends had devised. Meanwhile, that last moment of hesitation during the fight in the pool could have ruined everything.
But you go! I'll hold up the guards! Yeah, but you just go in! Don't look back!
Lastly, he never went back for his juvie friends as promised, and instead bailed and left them all in a heap of trouble. Number 7, the Red Circle. We get it. After Archie's dad was shot by the Black Hood, he was desperate to gain some control in his spiraling world.
Well, we have a big problem here, Waldo. You see, your student has formed his own private army.
The Red Circle is a school club.
But you endorse this?
Unfortunately for Archie, desperation breeds stupidity. He might have been under the manipulation of Hiram Lodge, but Veronica's father really didn't have to put in that much effort to pull Archie's strings.
Sometimes defending yourself, it's not enough. You need to strike back. Go on the offensive. This Black Hood, he's waging a war based on terror and fear. Those are his weapons.
So when Archie forms a watchdog group bent on hunting down the serial killer, all this really does is incite violence and whip his bulldog friends into an unstoppable frenzy, turning the whole town into a powder keg.
We're called the Red Circle. And we're coming for you.
Number 6, calling the sheriff on the ghoulies. With war with the ghoulies looming over his head, Jughead tries desperately to keep the peace. Rather than engage in an all-out battle, Jughead challenges the ghoulies to a drag race in an attempt to rid the town of them for good. But the good old Archie takes it upon himself yet again to play the hero. He calls the sheriff on them, which does succeed in busting the ghoulies, but it also causes Jughead to look weak in front of the serpents, makes the serpents look weak to the ghoulies, and eventually causes war anyway when the ghoulies are released from prison.
Come on, Jug, we gotta go. Come on.
Archie always thinks he knows what's best, but the truth is, he never looks at the bigger picture and never considers the fallout of his actions.
Jug? Looks like the ghoulies are back in town.
Number 5, crashing the baby shower.
Hey, that's enough, Mustang. Let him go. I'll take care of this.
The Serpents may be the good guys now, but back towards the beginning of the series, they were the bane of Riverdale. Jughead never even told his closest, lifelong friends that his father was king of the Serpents.
But now that I know you're a serpent, I'm thinking this is personal. Going after my dad, his company, this is payback, right, for when he fired you?
Man, you got a bigger imagination than Jughead.
So you could understand Archie being upset when he first found out, but the best time to confront Jughead on this matter probably wasn't at his best friend's sister's baby shower. In a moment of rage, he storms into Betty's house and reveals Jughead's shameful secret during Polly's party.
Did you know Jughead's father's a serpent?
No.
That's why he tried to stop me from going to the bar so I wouldn't find out. After everything my dad has done for you.
Archie, I can explain, okay?
He couldn't possibly have handled the matter more discreetly. Some friend, this guy. Number 4, taking the deal. Archie's mom makes the argument during Archie's trial that he is a selfless person, which is contradicted by pretty much every single thing that he does.
There is nothing here that proves that Archie Andrews is anything less than an innocent boy. Thank you.
After being hoodwinked by Hiram Lodge, Archie spends his summer on trial for a murder he didn't commit.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
Your Honor, we haven't. We're deadlocked 6-6. And it's not gonna change.
When the verdict comes back as a hung jury, which was actually a pretty great outcome considering the odds stacked against him, he goes against his mother's, who is also his lawyer, advice, and takes a plea deal rather than go through another trial.
Your Honor.
I'll take the deal.
We have to discuss this.
I can't put you and everyone else through this again.
Your Honor, I accept the deal.
He claims he doesn't want to keep putting the people he cares about through the ordeal of another trial, but instead his decision only hurts them even more. He leaves them all alone by giving up. All of that work for nothing. Number 3, kissing Veronica right after rejecting Betty. Just how awful Archie is to every woman that crosses his path could fill up its own list. So we'll stick to this specific transgression. After Betty finally builds up the courage to tell Archie how she feels about him, he brushes her off at the school dance.
I have this fantasy of us as a power couple, or maybe even just a couple.
Betty.
Is that so impossible to imagine?
Then he kisses Veronica at Cheryl's party. She's supposed to be his best friend, right? What a jerk. He doesn't like Betty that way, okay, but he could have been more sensitive to the situation. Then he has the nerve to be jealous when Betty is happy with Jughead.
A little part of me always thought.
We're both so lucky. Don't you think? To have found the people that we were meant to be with.
And of course, when Betty is vulnerable after finding out her family's connection to a serial killer, he cannot help but take advantage. Jerk moves all around.
I can't do this alone. Tomorrow we're gonna wake up and everything is gonna go back to how it was. But right now, I need you with me. I need Betty Cooper. Archie.
Number 2, working for Hiram Lodge. How does Archie go from wanting this guy's approval because of Veronica, to hating him, to becoming his lapdog?
Hey, run this to your dad's trailer. And then pick up some loafers I had resold at the shoe doctor on Main.
Happy to, Mr. Lodge.
He turns on his own father for a former convict and current mobster.
You're choosing Hiram's side over his.
We see things differently, okay, and it makes me sick.
He manipulates and lies to his friends, complies with illegal activities, and for what? Yes, he's very angry at the time, but he lets himself be manipulated time and time again for no discernible reason.
So, you'll help me?
Yes, sir.
He doesn't care that Hiram is ruining his best friend's home, he even helps him do it. And even after Hiram sent him to prison and hunted him down after he got out, Archie continues to have a relationship with him. Why?
Yeah, Nick Sinclair had an accident driving in Vale. Or was it on the slopes? You know, I'm not sure.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. General selfish behavior. It might seem like we're picking on Archie, but truthfully, these only make up the tip of the iceberg that is his selfish behavior.
You sing with the Pussycats, or with Archie, but not both.
In that case, I quit.
Lest we forget that time he effectively broke up the Pussycats by inserting himself into the group because he needed help with his writing.
Hey, great news. Valerie quit the Pussycats.
So that makes me what, then? Backup?
No, I mean, you were just doing it as a favor to me, right?
Or the time he gave Veronica a hard time about not being ready to say I love you after telling her that it was okay.
What I said, it doesn't matter if you don't want to say it back to me.
Despite having the best home life out of all of his friends, he constantly ignores their problems.
Archie, don't!
Archie might have the facade of a stereotypical good guy, but in reality, he never thinks about how his actions affect others, and more often than not, makes things worse instead of better. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.